Mr. and Mrs. Ngugi wa Thiong'o were savagely attacked in an hotel in Nairobi. The attack, Mrs. Ngugi wa Thiong'o for a long time, even right now, she could still be harboring the views that the organizer, the person whom they had called from abroad, whom they had told to organize for their accommodation and whatever, who is a nephew to Ngugi's first wife, had a lot to do with planning and execution of their attack. If you know what happened to Ngugi before he went to exile, you may agree with Mrs. Ngugi that the nephew had organized it, or there is bad blood in the home. Before Ngugi went to exile, during the Kamirithu days, Ngugi wa Thiong'o used to meet people. And we in the special branch wanted to know what they were discussing. It was a bit difficult because, may I say that maybe they had taken an oath, although I'm not sure. It was hard to know what they were discussing. So a system was checked where we identified the people who attended the meetings, and then pick one aside. You see, you pick four. One you take west, eastward, and then each one you say, "Ebu tueleze ile mlikuwa mnaongea na Ngugi wa Thiong'o." So the thing was, we wanted to know who are the people attending. But since those people could not be recruited, the special branch did one of the worst mistakes they'll ever do. And I never agreed with them during that time. They recruited Mrs. Ngugi wa Thiong'o to spy on her husband. But Ngugi and his team are those chauvinistic fellows who treated women as traditionally. So whenever they would meet, they would cease talking when she came with the drinks and food for the period that she's there. So our people wanted to know who are the people who are attending, because Mrs. Ngugi could only supply the names, but whatever was being discussed was not. So we told her, our branch told her, give us the names, we leave the rest to us. So it continued that way, and they used to pick these people aside, everybody aside, and they say, can you tell us what you people are discussing there? This thing went back to the committee again, and Ngugi was told that the special branch was taking these people and interrogating them. So after thorough investigations, after thorough inward looking, Ngugi wa Thiong'o came to realize that it is his wife, his dear wife, who was monitoring him and reporting to special branch. She could say that they came at such and such a time, and there was 7 or 8, and there were A, B, C, D. That is when Ngugi decided to run away to exile without informing the wife, without involving the wife. When he was abroad, his wife died. Soon before this heinous attack, Ngugi wa Thiong'o visited his wife's grave, and he asked people to leave him alone at the grave. It is simple mathematics that the relatives of the late wife blamed, she must have undergone various problems, financial and so on, when he is abroad. And so this one led to bad blood between Ngugi and his wife, and upon her death, her people. So that one makes sense when one thinks that her nephew organized as he was organizing for accommodation and traveling, there is a motive here for him organizing the raid. Lastly, we go to the guards. The place was properly guarded with a private security, but it had an excess number of guards. So these guards agreed that instead of a guard going on off once a week, a guard could go on 2 days off. There is a Bukusu boy from Bungoma, whom when this thing happened was stolen off. He was arrested, and since he could not say that he didn't attend the duty when he was supposed to attend duty, he was jailed for over 10 years. If you have a relative who is doing guard duties, please tell him, especially him. Ladies don't do that. Lady guards don't do that, but men guards do that. Tell him that the time he's supposed to guard, from this time to this time, he should be at the site. Any absence may land him into a problem. This Bukusu who has spent over 10 years in jail, if that night he would have been on duty, maybe things would be a bit better. That is my story on Ngugi wa Thiong'o's attack and the unfortunate thing that happened to the guard. Thank you.